Welcome to Tales of Mystery Boosters. This is part 5 of a 24-part series where I open up a pack of mystery boosters from this mystery booster box and I talk about each card. It's pretty straightforward and simple. We're going to have some fun with it and move right on into things. If you've seen the other parts, you'll know that this is a 24-part series because there's 24 in the box. There are 15 cards total, and it's a lot of fun. We'll see what we got. Moving right on into things, don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and let me know what you think about these videos as I am making them. Starting off with white, we have Soul Strike Technique. Soul Strike Technique is 1 and a white for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. When enchanted creature dies, manifest the top card of your library. And manifest is to put the card onto the battlefield face down as a 2/2 creature, and you can turn it face up anytime for its mana cost if it's a creature card. Manifest is essentially like Morph, except without the card having the ability Morph. Interesting. I do like the +1/+1 and has vigilance. It's a pretty straightforward mechanic. And always good to have. People love their vigilance because that way you can attack and block. Double the fun. Next card we have Encircling Fissure. Encircling Fissure is a 2 and a white instant. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures target opponent controls. So it's a one-side fog. And it has Awaken 2. So for 4 and a white, you can cast this spell and also put 2 +1/+1 counters on target land, and it becomes an elemental creature. Kind of neat. This is from the Battle for Zendikar block. Neat little picture with some Eldrazi being separated by a fault in the ground. I never really got into the whole awakening ability. It just seemed like a win more kind of thing. It makes the cards much more expensive, and yeah, you get a creature that's a land, which means that you can lose your land. I wasn't really fine with the trade-offs on that. We're going to move right on to blue. Blue is Decision Paralysis. It is 3 and a blue. I don't even remember this from the set. This is from Amonkhet. Instant. Tap up to 2 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap phase. Straight up, decent enough. The picture is crazy. It reminds me of like the Escher paintings, where the stairs are going in every which way. Pretty neat. Nice design. Next up, we have Phantasmal Bear. Phantasmal Bear is a blue for a 2/2 bear illusion. And when Phantasmal Bear becomes the target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. So it's a very temporary bear. Temporary bears. If you have the ability of bouncing it back up to your hand, maybe it could be a fun thing. Or actually, you'll have to sacrifice it if you target it. Maybe returning it from your graveyard into play, I guess, could be a way of doing it. It seems very, very limited in scope and capabilities. I would run it in a 40-card draft deck as maybe the 23rd card or 24th card if you're curving really low. Moving to black, Ambitious Aetherborn is 4 and a black for a 4/3 with Fabricate. Aetherborn Artificer. It says Aetherborn who are unwilling to accept the decomposition of their bodies invent ways to preserve and augment themselves. 4/3 with Fabricate. Fabricate 1 says that it either comes in with a +1/+1 counter, or you get a 1/1 colorless servo. So you can go wide or you can go big. Not too bad. It's still it 5 mana on 2 bodies. That couldn't be. There's a lot of strategies you can do with that. Moving on to our next black card, it is classic Fallen Angel from Fallen Empires. It's 3 black. This is a reprint from Masters 25, though. It is an angel, a black angel. 3/3 flyer, sacrifice a creature. Fallen Angel gets +2/+1 until end of turn. Why do you weep for the dead? I rejoice, for they have died for me. Neat. Very neat. Moving to red, we have Geomancer's Gambit. This is from Modern Horizons. It's a 2 and a red sorcery. Destroy target land. People love their land destruction, right? Right? Am I right? No? Okay. Destroy target land. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle their library. Draw a card. This is so much better than Fissure or Stone Rain because one, it doesn't hurt so much. You can destroy their like Cabal coffers, and then they just get a swamp, which is good, and they're not too butthurt about it because at least they got a land, and it's a cantrip, so you even get a card back. That is not too bad at all. Next up we have Desert Cerodon. It is a beast creature. It's 5 and a red for a 6/4, and it has cycling red. So for 1 red, you can discard this card to draw a card. So if you have the 6, drop a 6/4. Attacks well, doesn't defend very well. The endless expanse of desert surrounding Naktumun sometimes yields threats that the gods themselves must answer. Wild. Wild. Next up we have Woolly Loxodon. We're moving into green. 5 green for a 6/7 with morph. 5 green. Wow, this is a big one. So you can morph it. For 3 mana, you put it face down. It's a 2/2. And then for 6 mana, it becomes a 6/7. Or for 7 mana, it just comes out as a 6/7. It's fluff. It's from Khans of Tarkir. Probably good in draft, but you won't see it in a lot of EDH decks. It's just basically vanilla. Now, Bristling Boar is a 3 and a green for a 4/3. Can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. It's like Reverse Menace. This is a really good card, especially with the new mutate mechanics coming out. You slap something very, enormous on this, and people can't stack up on your creatures to kill them. Bristling Boar. That's from M19. Next up, we have the multicolored card, and this is a split card. It's Fire and Ice. It is a reprint from one of the Masters series, it is Fire for 1 and a red, or Ice for 1 and a blue. Fire is an instant that says it deals 2 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. Ice says tap target permanent, draw a card. It doesn't have Fuse though. Fuse was a really good mechanic where it took the split cards and said, hey, you can pay for both of them, and you get both. Yay, it's always good. Still though, I love the split cards. It adds a lot of versatility to your card pool. That way, you don't feel so restricted with the cards in your hand. The colorless card is Renegade Map. For 1, it's an artifact. It comes into play tapped, but you tap it, sacrifice it, search your library for a basic land card, put it into your hand, shuffle your library. Not too bad, not too bad at all. And we're going to move on to our old card. The old card is from an old border set and all of that. And this one, oh man, this one happens to be one of my favorite Magic cards in the entirety of Magic. It is entitled Guided Passage. Guided Passage is Tamir colors. It is blue, red, and green. And it is a sorcery. It hails all the way from Mercadian Masks. It says, reveal the cards in your library. An opponent chooses from among them a creature, a land, a non-creature, non-land card. So a creature card, a land card, and one that's neither. You put the chosen cards into your hand, then you shuffle your library. Oh, gosh, it's so great. So if you're running 3 colors, for 3 mana, you get 3 cards. You don't just draw the top cards, you make your opponent pick out the cards that kills them. It kind of reminds me of Gozer from the original Ghostbusters movie. Choose your destruction. So you think about a card and that is what I end up getting to destroy you. And if I built my deck properly, when I play that card, there isn't a single card that they will want to give me because it'll all be awesome. And that's kind of the strategy that I go with that. It's one of my favorite cards in Magic because it does something that is psychological in that you reveal your entire library. So they get to see all of your cards. And so they know what they have to face. And so you can get up, you can go get something to drink, go to the bathroom, come back and say, what did you give me? And then with that, you can lay that land, you can play that mana rock, and then you can play that creature, and boom. It's so good. Now we're going to look at the rare of the set, of this pack, which is Mycoloth. Mycoloth is 3 green for a 4/4 fungus. It has Devour 2, which says, as this enters the battlefield, you can sacrifice any number of creatures. This creature comes into play with twice that many +1/+1 counters because it's Devour 2. So, it's a 4/4, but if you sacrifice a couple of tokens, it can be a 6/6 or an 8/8 or even bigger. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token for each +1/+1 counter on Mycoloth. So, boy, you're gonna be running a lot of tokens in this. If you've got 8 tokens out, that's 16. That's a 20/20 right there, and that's 16 +1/+1 counters, which means 16 saplings coming into play every single one of your upkeeps. That can change the game drastically. Awesome card. Awesome card. Next up, we have the foil. This is a hybrid card. It is 1 Is It hybrid colors. Noggle Bandit. It is a Noggle Rogue. I didn't know that Noggle was a creature type. It's a 2/2 and can't be blocked except by creatures with Defender. It used to be walls, but now there's other things that aren't technically walls that also have Defender. Noggles believe that they were the first race ever to walk Shadowmoor. They don't steal, they just take back what's rightfully theirs. Neat. Well, that's it. That's all 15 cards. Thank you so much for joining us here at Tales of Mystery Boosters. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Let me know what you think, what cards you seem to like. Tell me what kind of decks that you're building and what you would build with the cards that I've shown you today. Thanks for joining us, and I'll talk to you soon.